women should have the freedom to pursue family and marriage above career. It's okay as long as it's her choice. And when we pressure women to choose independence and career over children and family and a husband, if that's not what she wants, we are still oppressing women, okay? Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and I run the blog called Mrs. Midwest. As usual, if this is your first time visiting us, we are all giving you a very warm welcome. And to all my returning subscribers and viewers, you know the drill. I'm giving you your digital hug for continuing to support this community, my channel, the blog, and everything. You are my feminine sisters and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. So basically, I feel like I've been kind of scared of talking about some serious issues that women face because I just don't like the criticism. I don't like upsetting people. I don't like creating adversity. I was super courageous in the beginning of this channel because I didn't have a following. You know, I didn't really care what happened when I put out my videos because it was like, whatever, only 10 people are gonna watch them. And now that's not really the case. A lot of people are watching these videos, but I don't want that to scare me into silence. I don't want to be silent about these things that I'm passionate about. These are not just my perspectives and stories. These are culled from all of your experiences as well. While I don't get to respond to every direct message on Instagram, I do read through a lot of them, and it's been so clear to me that many women feel isolated, pressured, and even attacked for their natural femininity. And so today I want to address that. I want to talk about femininity and how it relates to this world. While we are not always born extremely feminine, it is something that we can cultivate throughout our lives, just as you can cultivate masculinity. A little boy isn't born extremely masculine necessarily, but he can grow into those masculine traits of leadership, protection, whatever, as he grows. Same with a young girl. When we grow up, we often have the choice of what traits we want to cultivate in our life. And the problem is, in our modern world, no one is encouraging young girls to cultivate feminine traits. Instead of encouraging the cultivation of feminine traits in women, arguably outside of beauty, society invites women to cultivate masculine traits, and it celebrates those masculine traits in women. Modern feminism has become a notorious exclusive girls club reserved for the badass woman who's slaying through life independent and smashing the patriarchy. Modern feminism celebrates women when they are in robust careers, when they have a stay-at-home dad for a husband, when they push forward and protect and lead and basically when they exhibit those very masculine traits. So yes, in our modern world, we are celebrating women more, but we're only celebrating those women when they're exhibiting masculine traits. We're not actually celebrating femininity at all. We used to celebrate brash, confident, independent men. And now we're still celebrating those traits of brash, confident, independent people, but it's women. The feminine woman doesn't fit the modern narrative for feminism or the ideal badass woman. While I have no issue with women feeling like they need to be more masculine and wanting to do that, women like me, women like most of you, don't fit into that role. It's not natural to us. The problem with all of this is that there has been this idolization of the concept of strength. And the issue with this is that strength has been equally conflated with power and the idea of being powerful and impacting. But I believe that strength isn't the only powerful and impacting trait a person can possess. There is power in a nurturing spirit. There is power in gentleness. There is power in the woman who nurtures her children, who creates a home for her family, the woman who pushes through and contributes to her household, financially or otherwise. There is so much power in these feminine virtues. And to be a powerful woman, you do not have to be masculine if that's unnatural to you. To be a powerful woman, you can still be extremely feminine. And when we look for those masculine traits in women and then raise up those women as the leaders of all women, it can leave behind are nurturing and gentle and quieter women. And that's why not every woman feels welcome in modern feminism, because it does not include the women who choose and love to have a life revolving around nurturing, a life revolving around gentleness. I believe that women should be free to express their natural instincts and traits. And if that is feminine gentleness, if that is feminine nurturing, we should celebrate that in women. It is so strong and beautiful to nurture a family, to nurture children, and to strive to be a wonderful wife. It's not easy to have a good marriage. It's not easy to have a nurtured family. Those things take work, effort, and discipline. And for the women who make those things a priority, that's good. That's fine. Women should have the freedom to pursue family and marriage above career. It's okay as long as it's her choice. And when we pressure women to choose independence and career over children and family and a husband, if that's not what she wants, we are still oppressing women, okay? We need to let people live the life they want to, and we need to leave them alone. We need to allow them to flourish in their natural state. I do not believe every woman is cut out to be a mother. I don't believe every woman is cut out to be a career woman. I think we each need to choose that for ourselves and not have society pressure us one way or the other. Women can be very impacting in their natural femininity, and that doesn't always mean being brash, loud, and nasty. It might mean speaking in front of people. It might mean career responsibilities or whatever, but it can all be done in a spirit of femininity that is natural to you and is ultimately the person you want to cultivate. The common message I receive from all of you in my inbox, in my direct messages, is that many of you feel pressured by society as a whole, but also your in real life friends and family to push forward in those masculine independent traits. Masculinity and femininity are not opposites. They're different, but they're equal in their counterpart differences. When we embrace the powerful traits of femininity, we are embracing what makes us different from masculinity. I truly admire the women in history who have used those masculine traits for massive impact, like Joan of Arc. But we also have women who were extremely feminine who also made a massive impact, like the Virgin Mary. Virgin Mary was first and foremost a gentle spirit who displayed purity, gentleness, kindness, and that nurturing, motherly, feminine love for her child. She is an ultimate example of femininity. But it doesn't mean women who embrace those masculine traits, like Joan of Arc, are not valuable. But I will say that they are not as common as women who gravitate towards those typical feminine nurturing traits. And I do not think that we need to swing from one end of the spectrum to the other. That's why I don't believe all women need to be super feminine. I think that we need to cultivate our femininity as much as we feel comfortable and to pursue the traits that feel natural and most life-giving to us. I truly hope that our society has a reset eventually and begins to celebrate the cultivation of masculinity in men and femininity in women. We do not need some sort of society-wide propaganda campaign to force people to be something that they aren't. We can all improve, but that's different than forcing somebody to be something they're not. And that is what I see in these emails, in these direct messages that I receive from all of you. Many of your spirits have been crushed by the propaganda and narrative that our society spits out on women, that we need to be independent, badass, forget men, focus on yourself. All of that is very stressful to the naturally feminine and nurturing woman. I and many of you are naturally sensitive, nurturing, emotional, and in tune with relationships. These qualities are not something to be stamped out. Instead, they were created within our very biology to propel us towards being wonderful mothers, wives, and the backbone of a stable society. Society needs those strong leadership qualities that masculinity brings, but it also needs the stable beauty and the nurturing of femininity to allow the relationships and social fabric to form and be knit together in a strong and powerful way. We should never force people to be different than who they were created to be. Now, I need to add at this point that if you choose to embrace your femininity and maybe even live a traditional life in the current year, you will face some form of persecution. Yeah, feminine women stick out like a sore thumb, but it is so worth it. Despite whatever hate you get from your family, despite whatever pressure society puts on you. Because when I am at home, when I am nourishing my family and building our life together, I have been the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. And that's why I made this channel. That's why I made my blog. I have so much happiness boiling up within me from doing what's natural to me, and I wanted to share that with all of you. And again, not everybody's going to be happy living the life that I'm living because we're individuals. But for many of us, we push ourselves to be something we're not for years and years and years and wonder why we're unhappy, wonder why the dream that society has sold us is not making us happy and is not leading to the life that we desire. Many of you feel guilty for wanting marriage or a family, and many of you have expressed that you feel shame at being at home or wanting to be a stay-at-home mom. And that breaks my heart because it is natural to want those things. It is within your biology. And yes, not for all of you, but for many of you, it will be. And you should never feel ashamed for pursuing what is natural and for cultivating feminine traits, because this world needs feminine traits now more than ever. Society is pushing women to be masculine, and it's celebrating women when they're badass and hardcore, smashing the patriarchy. Instead, we should celebrate all women, and if that woman's going to be a CEO, I want to give her a high five and say, wonderful, you've excelled in your career. But if that woman is a 60-year-old grandmother enjoying her life at home and with her children and grandchildren, I want to give her a high five too and say, wonderful, you've excelled in your career. We all have purpose in life, and it is not necessarily going to be that independent, badass career. We can find purpose in family and relationships, and those things will ultimately lead to a stronger and more stable society, because societal problems stem from the home, and they stem from family problems. We can no longer deny the impact of family life on our overall psyche and success in life. A woman is not only valuable when she's a CEO, a woman is also valuable when she's at home. We need to knock it off with celebrating women when they get to be some sort of superhero or punch through walls or hardcore in the military. That's great, you do you, but let's also celebrate those nurturing women as well. Let's not forget their impact on society and their work they put into the world. Calling homemakers, housewives, traditional feminine women ignorant is extremely sexist. That's what boggles my mind about this more than anything else. When you only celebrate masculine traits in women, you are still sexist, because you've rejected femininity and labeled it as weak. But it is not weak. It is powerful, but in a more subliminal way. And we cannot have a society without a good measure of femininity. But I just want you all to know that if you are struggling, if you feel isolated, if you feel misunderstood by society, you are not alone. Hundreds of thousands of women feel the same way you do. And we're working to change that. We're working to create a community where we can recognize femininity and not label feminine women as girly girls, as weak, as stupid, ignorant women, but where we can truly celebrate all women, not just career women, but all women. I love the career women in my community. I love the independent women in my community, the women who don't want children, the women who will never get married. But I also love my traditional feminine women. And if we're going to celebrate all women, we need to celebrate all women. So join with me today and rethink femininity and focus on the power and impact that a feminine, nurturing spirit brings to your life and society as a whole. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I'm just really thankful for all of you, and if you want to leave a like on the video, I would appreciate it because videos like this do get a lot of dislikes. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel, join our family, and click the notification bell to never miss a new video. If you're interested in more of this content, please check out my written blog, and if you're interested to see what I do on a day-to-day basis, follow me on Instagram because I always post on my stories. I hope you have a wonderfully blessed and feminine day.